can't believe you look so young. It's almost like you are meant to be a heartthrob forever.
Abba, thank you. I'll take it as a compliment.
Obviously, it is. So right now I'm working as an intern for iDream and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just joined or something?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
I heard that you're doing the remake of Premam.
Yeah.
I loved that film. I watched the original and I was really surprised that you were doing it, and I thought I should talk to you about the film. So how did that land up? How did you get this film?
Well, it was just one of those days when I went to the theatre and watched this film, and I fell in love with it. Of course, the way they made it over there was brilliant, you know, like every detail was so well mastered and all that. So I instantly fell in love with the film, the idea, the actors, the whole concept. So that's where the thought grew from.
Right. And how did you meet Chandu then?
Chandu and I were, in fact, we had met way before that. We were working on another script.
Right.
We planned to do a movie together. We were working on another script that was sort of like 40-50% there. But then I watched Premam separately, he watched Premam separately, and the producer was supposed to do it with us, Vamsi. He also watched Premam, and this idea started, you know, with all of us. And I asked Chandu, you know, will you be okay doing the script? Initially, he was very scared because that film's huge, and you know, automatically comparisons, everything is going to be there. But then, you know, as he took a week, grew into it, you know, thought about a few changes that would suit our sensibilities and all that. So that's when the whole project kicked off.
Everybody's talking about Premam. So did you actually become a fan of the original when you saw it?
Totally. Like, I'm a huge fan of the film, especially the director, you know, the approach he's taken to make that film. From the editing, he's the editor himself, or from the sound design, or from the way they've shot it, the visuals, or the way there's a certain mood in the film that starts, and you know, you slowly grow into it from the titles itself.
Right.
You know, the way the titles are shot, to the way, you know, the characters start and all that. Everything, I'm in love with the film, like every single detail. Right. I'm a huge fan of the original.
Right. So what was the approach that Chandu had when he spoke to you?
Yeah, one thing I think Chandu was very sure about is he didn't want to copy the original as it is, because obviously comparisons are going to be there and all that. So what we decided is to take the soul of the film. Basically, the story he wanted to tell, and I also believe in, is, you know, we all have different phases of our lives where we fall in love, and every time we fall in love with a different approach. When we're 16, we fall in love with a different mindset. When we're 25, it's different, and then when we get married, it's different. So we wanted to narrate that journey, you know, through a character. So that's the soul we picked up from the original and adapted it to our sensibilities, and you know, changed a little bit geographically, and you know, the characters around us and the humor and all that. And yeah, so that's the approach we took.
Right. Yeah. So I presume this is the 16-17-year-old look now.
I hope, am I looking 16?
Yeah. As soon as
I am 16.
Well, let's freeze time. So how difficult was it to actually, you know, mold yourself to that age and get into that character?
Yeah, I think difficult. I enjoyed the process. Yes, it was difficult. I worked on my diet, I worked on my exercise routine, and also mentally, you know, I had to sort of rewind and think of how I was in school, and of course think of how I used to behave around girls in school and all that, and actually, you know, relive those moments in my head. So I took a lot of inspiration from my real life incidents as well.
Right. So you said exercise. So did you have to change your exercise to actually?
I stopped working out, to be honest. I just stopped working out to lose all the muscle and all that and look thin.
Right.
And diet wise, I stopped eating like carbs, like rice and stuff that we all enjoy. I had to basically stop eating.
Right. So what is love for the 16-year-old?
For me, I don't know, when I was in school, I think when I fell in love with a girl, it was blind, it was unconditional. You know, you think, okay, this is the one, that's it for life. I'm settling down with this girl.
Right.
And you do all these silly, crazy things, you know, you don't think about practical approach, you don't think about logic or anything like that. You know, it's one focus. So I think love for a 16-year-old is just completely blind, innocent.
Right.
I think it's very innocent, you know, it's just very pure, it's very innocent, it's very childlike. So yeah, I think that is love for a 16-year-old.
Right. So you talked about innocence. So this film actually challenges you or demands you to be innocent.
Correct.
So how difficult or how easy was it to pull that off?
I'm a very innocent person with that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to believe that.
No, yeah, it was difficult. I think what I did is I went back and I actually, relived my moments, because I did a lot of silly things when I was in school, very innocent things. How much ever my friends around made fun of me or told me, I'm stupid, I went ahead and did it, because, when you're in love at that point of time, love, when we're actually not in love, but we consider it love. So yeah, basically just relived those moments, brought back those memories, and yeah, just replicated it on screen. Yeah.
So talk about love. Did you do all those silly things, following the girl on the cycle and see her skip and start skipping and all that?
Of course.
So yeah.
Meaning follow her on the cycle. The missed call thing, I remember I did so much. I used to have this code, back then, 2 missed calls, and that means third missed call she should answer, because if I give 2 missed calls, it's me calling. So that used to be the code language. So yeah, I did all that stuff in school. Of course, following them around. Everything.
The film also has the boys sneaking out and watching porn and all of that. So does that still remain in the remake?
Yeah, we have certain scenes like that, but we've adapted it a little differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was it for you to pull that off?
I've done it when I was 16, 17, so
right.
I totally relate to everything that we are showing in the film. Yeah.
Right. So do you remember what was the first day at the shoot like for the 16 and the 17-year-old?
First day at the shoot, everyone was looking at everyone and laughing. Because all the characters were clean shaved and in this very good boy get up, nothing like what we actually are. So I think first day...
I just thought you said you were very innocent. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm innocent in real life, but character-wise, I'm innocent both ways. You're wrong. No, man, I'm kidding, but yeah. So first day was really funny. All of us clean-shaven, neatly combed hair, and in these loose clothes. Stuff we've never done before. So yeah, it was real good fun, and I'm loving this character, honestly, being goofy, just getting to do what I want. Usually other characters, you as an actor, you have to control yourself, sort of, make sure you're not overdoing it, but this character, it's just do what you want. Even if it's stupid, even if it's silly, it's going to work for the character. So I'm really enjoying this character.
Right. So Chaitu, you have had that lover boy image. Does that reflect on your personality?
So you're asking me if I'm like a lover boy or something off screen?
Yeah.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to think I'm one. I don't mind to think I'm one, but I don't know. You should ask the woman out there.
Okay. Right. So you can't specifically say if you are or you aren't.
See, love as such plays a very important role in my life. I think love is very crucial for happiness, for stability, and my stability reflects on the people in my life, my partner, if I'm happy with that person or not. So yes, love does play a very, very crucial role in my life, and I don't think I can do without it. So it's very important to me.
Right. So did you have to actually get the nuances right when you started off, like you watched the original?
Yes.
So what were the lessons that you had to
I watched the original, and I'm not going to be shy about saying this, but yes, I did take a lot from what Nivin did, because I thought he was fantastic. He pulled off the character really well. So I definitely learnt a lot from him. I definitely picked up a lot from him, and at the same time, Chandu had changed my characterization a little bit for Telugu, in dialogues and my mannerisms and all that. So I think it's a mix of both, just watching Nivin and what he did in the original, plus thinking about what Chandu wrote, and spent a lot of time with him, speaking about my character. So a balance of both.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And how was it with Anupama? She's done the original and now she's working with you.
She's a great actress. Like, I don't think anyone will think it's her first or second film. She's great, you know. She's full of energy. She's continuously talking on sets. In fact, she's like, please tell me when I need to shut up. So she's full of energy. She's great to work with, and I'm really happy we picked her up. You know, and we discovered her and we kept her, you know, instead of changing her, because she did a great job over there and she's done equal justice over here. So she's fantastic as an actor.
Right.
Yeah.
So you shot in Goa. Did you soak into the Goan culture?
I love Goa. I always say, in fact, if I need to move out of Hyderabad, it'll be Goa.
Yeah?
I love Goa, so yeah. I didn't want to come back.
Right. So it was for this look, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So
For the younger look, yeah. It's my whole childhood where we had shot in Goa, but we're not showing it as Goa. But basically we felt, you know, the scenery and all the locations over there were very virgin. You know, a lot of people haven't shot in old Goa. They've shot in the newer side of Goa, but old Goa is pretty much untapped. So that's where we went and shot.
Right, but why did you think of Goa? Because you could have always had the option of going back to Kerala, right?
Going back to Kerala, one thing is, I think they consciously didn't want to go back to Kerala because it looked like the original.
Right.
That's one, and also they wanted a good mix of, you know, this, you know, like this Godavari side of scenery, you know, so that's what they wanted to replicate. So I think they found that more in Goa, so that's why we went there.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was the best part about being on the sets, and what was the biggest learning?
I love it when I'm on sets with people my age, you know. I really love it. I think the whole atmosphere is different, and this set is like that, you know. The director, the DOP, their team, everyone is like around the same age, so it's like working with friends, you know. There's no formality, there's no, you know, there are no hang-ups or anything like that. It's like just going and chilling with friends. So I think that's the most first of all, the working style is what I've enjoyed the most in this film. You know, everyone's open to discussion, and everyone's thinking on the same wavelength. So I think that's what the working style is, what I've enjoyed most on this film. And it was never stressful, you know. Going to shoot for this film was never stressful. All of us are enjoying what we're doing. So yeah, it's been a great experience.
So, looks like you've relived your childhood, right?
Yeah.
Almost all over again.
Yeah, true.
It's been a cycle.
True.
Right. So, so talking about the cycle, I think I'm gonna see you 4 years from now.
You are?
Yeah. So
Are you sure?
I'm gonna trace your journey.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to.
Okay.
I would love to know more about the Chaitanya, the evolved Chaitanya rather.
I hope I have more love stories to tell again when
Yeah.
you meet me 4 years later.
Of course, and it's been such a pleasure. Thank you, Chaitanya, for letting me speak to you.
Thank you, and all the best with your internship. I hope you finally get
Right,
what
I hope
you're
I climb
dreaming
the
for.
ladder when I see you next.
Yeah,
So,
all right.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how to impress girls and all, how to propose, and when you
You're
get
asking me
rejected and, yeah,
how to impress girls.
when you get
how
rejected,
to
how
propose.
to take it. And
I don't know how to propose, seriously. When we get rejected, just tell them it's their loss.
Hi.
Hi, Vrinda. How are you?
4 years.
Yes.
And you seem to have changed so much.
And you look exactly the same.
Wow. I love the beard you're sporting, yeah?
Yes, in like it's the thing in college, don't you see? Everyone, we all have to have a beard.
I
yeah.
know. I love it though.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited about this film for you.
How have you
man.
been?
Good. So finally now a full-timer at iDream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're a journalist now?
Yeah.
I better watch what I say.
Yes. So this lot of people must have asked you this before, but what were your aspirations when you were a 21-year-old boy?
When I was a 21-year-old boy, I think I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was very, very vague. Getting into movies was on half my mind. Other half was like, it's quite a scary business. Do I get into it? So a lot of confusion at 21.
Right. So what were your thoughts?
Thoughts was I went and expressed it to my family, saying I'm really confused. I think I want to act, but I don't know how it feels. So then they sent me to acting school
they like a summer course, and that gave me a lot of clarity. And after that course, after I finished that course, I decided like, no, I want to give it one shot. If it works, we'll go ahead. If not, we'll figure it out then. Yeah.
So in Premam, you're actually playing this 21-year-old boy who's very rugged, yet very soft at heart.
Yeah.
Does that resonate with what you were when you were 21?
I think I was not rugged or such when I was in college. Yes, I was very soft at heart. I was very shy. I never used to speak much. It used to take me a lot of time to warm up to a new person. Very unlike Premam. Premam, the character is like I'm all out. I'm taking anybody on. Very rebellious. Will do anything for his girl, and will do anything for his friends. Yeah, I have that attitude. Like I would love to help my friends unconditionally. Like if I really like someone, I would go all out for them. But I don't think I'm that rebellious in real life. Yeah.
So what were your love stories like then?
In Premam, I'm sort of having a crush on my teacher. I never had a crush on any teacher. I don't think. In Premam, Shruti is extremely good looking. I don't think we had any such good looking teachers in school or college. I don't think I was blessed with anyone that good looking. But yeah, students wise, the regular crushes, the regular relationships, like how any college student experiences. That rebellious attitude was there, where they get to know at home, and then you fight for them. So all that was there. Yeah.
So now that you spoke of Shruti and you have been good friends as well.
Yeah.
So how was it working with her and looking at her as Malar, as a teacher?
Well, looking at her as a teacher initially was a little, it was quite funny because like you said, I know her very well as a friend. She's been a great friend before we acted. I knew her as a friend before an actor. There's an advantage to it because that getting to know each other part is not there. You're already familiar with the person, you know what kind of a person they are and how they're going to react to things. But at the same time, looking at Shruti as a teacher was pretty funny. So, that first few days, that little bit of, I won't say it was never uncomfortable, but just a little weird, But slowly things settled down, and I think it worked out very well between the both of us because we're very comfortable in each other's space, so it worked very well.
So after every shot, what were your conversations?
Conversations, like we used to pull each other's leg. Like she used to treat me like I was a student and probably talk to me like I was a student, and I used to pull her leg, calling her ma'am, Shruti ma'am and stuff like that, So stuff like that, I used to actually pull her leg like as if she's a teacher or something. Yeah.
So Chaitanya, were you a backbencher in college, or was college even in your mind? Like, did you enjoy going to college? Or
I enjoyed going to college, but I hated exams. Backbencher, I used to try and sit wherever a girl was sitting. I used to try and sit next to a girl. So I used to go in the morning, figure out who would sit where, strategize the whole thing and try and sit, where a girl is sitting. So that's all I really cared about. I never cared about sitting in the front or back. Anywhere was fine as long as I could sit next to a girl. But yeah, I hated exams. I was a very bad student. Just scraped through. Just went to college for everything else but studying.
So when you say you would look for a girl to sit with, what would you actually do?
Well, what would we actually do? Like try and predict where she would, where that, our class was in a way where 70% were guys and 30% were girls. So the girls always used to hang out together, they used to come together, go together, they used to probably sit in one corner, pick that corner. So, we used to probably go earlier and just accidentally sit in that corner like, I just sat here by mistake, I don't want to get up now, why don't you? So just play stupid games like that.
Right. So in Premam, actually, there are exchange of looks with the teacher and a student. But for you, in your life, were there any such exchanges?
I was very unfortunate that way. None of my teachers were as good looking as Shruti, not even worth exchanging looks at, trust me. So.
And what about any of your classmates?
Yeah, of
Did
course.
that happen? Yeah,
obviously, of course, it'll happen. You try to catch their attention, and it's a little childish at that point of time. If you look back at it now and think about it, you'll be like, shit, I was such a little child, you know. You think so much to try and grab their attention, but now you see someone, you just go up and talk to them. It's like no big deal. But then, you know, you try so much, you know, you try to behave a little more like a man, you know, try to stand out so they look at you a little more and, you know, they grab your
So what
attention.
were those little things that you would do?
I don't really remember, you know, I I don't know. I don't really remember.
You'd
But they
leave
were definitely embarrassing. Yeah, they were definitely embarrassing.
Would you leave chocolate for the girls and
No,
stuff?
no, I don't think I did the chocolate things and all. But you know, you talk loudly. You try to crack a stupid joke. You know, where everyone tries to look at you, or you know, you try to dress up a little better, or you try to come in a fancy car. You know, stupid things like that. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So were you someone who would drag your juniors in college?
No, I never ragged anyone.
So you were the nice
Yeah,
one.
I was pretty chilled out that way. I was never into the ragging thing. I never got ragged, so I never wanted to rag anyone.
Yeah. So not like the rebellious.
No, the Vikram and Premam.
Vikram
No,
and
no,
Premam.
no. Vikram is. I'm completely opposite to Vikram in a way. So, in fact, I think with my alter ego, I got to live out what I didn't do in college through Vikram. The other side, the bad side.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So it isn't like reliving your college, is it? Like doing this film?
No, it was what all I didn't do in college. I got to do in the, I
got
got to do in the film. Yeah,
Right.
that's more like it. Yeah.
Right. And did you regret at any point that, oh, I didn't do this in college?
Yeah, sometimes I feel I should have been a little more bad. You know, it would have made me a little more cooler. People always thought I was the good boy type, the very studious type. Maybe I should have been a little more bad and a little more rebellious if I look back at it now, but it's okay. I turned out okay.
So, since you're not the Vikram in real life, or you weren't, what were the lessons that you took to actually play that role, or was it very easy for you to?
No, not really. The lesson, see, there were a lot of kids in college that were like Vikram, you know, were very rebellious, always being pulled up by the principal, suspended, you know. I would see a lot of gangs getting into fights about stupid things, about a girl or, you know, about random stuff. So all those memories and those images were still there in my head. So I picked up a lot from all that and used it for the character Vikram. Yeah.
Right. So when you look back, do you think you had done anything very differently in your life? Or
Meaning like...
would you want to change anything?
No,
or?
not really. Like I said, maybe I don't know. Going to college in Hyderabad, maybe I would have wanted to change, because in Hyderabad everyone knew who I was. So I never had that freedom to just, you know, hang out and do whatever I want. Everyone would recognize who I am and, you know, probably talk about it and judge me for it. So one thing maybe I should have gone to college outside of Hyderabad. That's one thing. Maybe if I could change now, I would go
Right.
back.
But
and
you
change.
did study in Chennai, right?
That was my schooling,
Right.
but college I had come to Hyderabad. I studied up till my 12th in Chennai, and then college I came to Hyderabad.
So you have immense girl fan following, you know. So everybody goes gaga over you. Did that happen during college days as well?
No, because I was very quiet. I was very shy. I was very quiet. I was a little fat. So I don't know. Like, not many girls used to like probably, you know, like give me that much attention back then. So yeah, it was not like now. Even now you're saying a lot of girls are fans and all that. I don't see anything, but yeah.
You're being modest. So coming back to Premam, it's one of the most beautiful love stories
Yeah.
in your filmography
Yeah.
after Emma Chesave. So how does it feel to be part of a film like this?
Well, it's, you know, it's films like Emma Chesave and the audience and you guys, you know, supporting me in love stories that gave me confidence to attempt Premam, you know. You guys have made me comfortable in that space in love stories, you know, so it started coming easy to me. So when I saw Premam, I consciously wanted to do it because what inspired me is the 3 phases in the film. I feel everyone goes through it, you know, when you're a teenager, the girl you meet, you feel, yes, this is it, I'm going to marry her, you know, she is the one for the rest of my life. And then something happens, she breaks your heart, you look back at it and you cry like your life is over. And then you move on, and then you go to college where you fight for this girl, you know, you fight at home, you fight with your friends, you know, there's a more rebellious attitude. It makes you a very strong person, it gives you a lot of confidence. And then you move on and she breaks your heart again, and you move on, and then you finally marry a completely, you know, different girl, disconnected from who you never knew. But your priorities change, you know, you look at a girl at that point of time very differently, you know, you want to settle down, you want balance. So I saw those three phases very clearly in the script, in what they made in the original Premam, which I connected a lot to, because not only that I've experienced those phases and, you know, I'm sort of living those phases, but I feel everyone connects to it. Everyone goes through heartbreak, everyone goes through, you know, all these three phases. So I feel attempting Premam will be very universal, and, you know, all age groups will connect to it. Yeah.
Right. So, what were your love story like when you were 21-year-old?
Well, I think I went through the same, you know. I had that teeny popper crush when I was a teenager, who I thought I'll marry and who I thought will be the one. I remember when she said she's going to another school to study itself, I was heartbroken. I was like, how can you leave me and go, you know, we need to stick together and all that. So that was one phase. And then, yeah, of course, college I did stuff, you know, that my parents weren't too happy with, and, you know, they went through that whole phase where at home they didn't want me to see this girl, but I wanted to see her, and, you know, and then you come out of it and you look back and you're like, shit, really, you know, that was so stupid what I did back then. But it teaches you so much, you know, everything you do step by step teaches you so much. And now, you know, I want to settle down with a girl who gives me the most balance and, you know, keeps me stable and content.
Right.
Yeah.
So Chai, were you very emotional when it came to relationships?
Yeah. I hold on a lot to relationships, you know. I hold on a lot to the person I love, you know, and letting go becomes very difficult. So I become very emotional. Yeah.
So how was that phase during breakup during your college?
Yeah, like I said, it's like my world is over. Like, world
So
doesn't.
did you cry over it for very long?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Like you think your world is ended, and, you know, there's nothing beyond this, and there's no point doing anything else, and you become very rebellious. You don't want to move on, even though your friends tell you no, you know, 2 months down the line you're going to look back at it and laugh too. Don't take it so seriously. But no, you don't want to move on. Then when you go past those 2 months, you actually look back at it and you're like, shit, it was no big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you see that girl get married? Or
No, I haven't. No, for me that hasn't happened as yet.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Chandu? You know, Premam is such a huge hit, and how do you think he's dealt with it in Telugu?
Well, I should really thank him for, first of all, accepting the film. You know, any director picking up a film like Premam is a gutsy thing, because they've already set such a high benchmark. Yeah. So I think Chandu that way really owned the film. He didn't, you know, we were very clear that we don't want to compete with the original, because we're not going to win that race or anything. So we just want to adapt the soul and, you know, sort of bring it to our nativity, and, you know, just tweak things that way. So he's done a great job that way. He's owned the film in his own way, and, you know, he supported me a lot. We worked as a team, so really thankful.
Right. So finally, are you a sucker for romance, and what's the most romantic thing that you've done?
What's the most romantic thing I've done? Yeah, I'm a sucker for romance, but I think the most romantic thing that I will do is when I ask the girl to marry me. So yeah.
You haven't done
No,
that
I haven't
yet.
done it as yet.
Cool.
So the last time we met, you were joining iDreams as an intern, no?
Yeah.
How's that going?
I finished that, and now I'm a full-timer here. So
Oh, full-fledged journalist.
Full-fledged journalist.
Writing all gossip.
No. I wouldn't be sitting here if I was writing gossip.
No, I'm kidding.
Well,
So it's going good.
yeah, it's going good. So I'm looking forward to seeing your next look and probably talking a lot more about that.
Yeah, I don't know where I'll go from here, but yeah, hopefully when we meet next.
Che?
Hi.
Oh my god! God!
How are you?
You look so different.
Really, you keep saying that all the time. Do I look different in a good way or a bad way?
No, good way, obviously.
Then okay.
So you're a chef now.
Yes. And
Wow.
you? I've been reading a lot of gossip you've been writing.
Gossiper.
Yeah, have you gone into journalism?
Yeah. But I'm an editor. But I don't
I'm
write
kidding.
gossip.
I'm kidding.
Right.
What's
so
happening?
Good to see you.
You too.
So you're also owning a restaurant, I heard.
Yeah, I just started a restaurant like couple of years back. Not just started, yeah, it's been couple of years. Going good.
Right. So I would like to talk to you about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course, come.
Sure. So Che, in the film you own a restaurant, and in real life too, the family owns a lot of restaurants.
Yeah.
So was it easier for you to play someone who who works at a restaurant? And,
Yeah, maybe
who
a
runs
little.
a place?
Yeah, a little bit because I'm sort of familiar with how a restaurant runs, and in the film I'm a chef,
Right.
and personally I love food a lot, and I've always loved the art of cooking, and always noticed it very keenly. So it was sort of easier. Easier ante I had to prepare, but to take references from real life, it was a lot easier.
Right. So
Yeah.
did you actually go talk to people who work with you at?
No, I think
or some-
easiest was to watch MasterChef. I loved that show,
Right.
and I watched that show regularly. So it was just much easier to watch it more, pay more attention to everything they do and how they talk and their body language and everything. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. So do you also personally cook in life? Oh, so
I love baking.
you love baking?
Yeah, love ante learning still, and cooking ante breakfast basic. I'm starting off there, but yeah, I like to learn.
Right.
Yeah.
So way to someone's heart is through cooking. So that is that
I
does
would-
that stand good for you as well?
I would say the way to someone's heart is good cooking, but definitely I won't attempt my cooking if I need to get into someone's heart, because it's not as good as yet. But yeah, I think nothing like a good meal.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the favorite dish for you?
My favorite dish, there's no favorite dish in specific, but I enjoy Chinese food.
And what's the craziest food that you've tasted or made?
Made him nothing crazy, but tasted, I don't know. I'm not too much of a crazy person that way. Like, I have friends who want to try any kind of meat, who want to experiment like in crazy ways, but I don't have any of those. Like, I keep it safe and simple.
Right.
Yeah.
So is food a great way to connect with people? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely a conversation over lunch or dinner, or a cup of coffee is definitely much more interesting than just probably meeting in the office and discussing things. If someone would like to meet for lunch and dinner to discuss a script or talk about a film or talk about a project or any opportunities, I think it's way more interesting because it's much more casual. It doesn't feel formal. The rapport is very different. The whole equation is very different. So I feel, yeah, definitely over food is much better. I prefer it.
Right.
Yeah.
So like you just said that you love food and you're fond of eating. But I also know that you are also into fitness. So so is there a cheat day, and
Yes.
what do you do on a cheat day?
Sunday is the cheat day. I think Saturday night I like to go out and just drink. I love nice drinks, well-made drinks also. So Saturday night and Sunday, I don't think about what I want to eat. I just eat whatever comes my way, and I think by Thursday, Friday itself, I start deciding, okay, this Sunday I'm going to eat this for lunch, I'm going to eat this for dinner. So I'm already prepared on what I'm going to cheat. So and I also think that cheat day is very healthy, because if you exhaust all your options on that cheat day and you really eat and you feel fat on that cheat day, through the week you will want to diet, You will feel really that guilty that through the week you will be like, no, I can't cheat anymore. So I think that cheat day is very healthy.
Right. So that a lot of people in the films actually do.
Yeah.
Probably not much outside.
Yeah.
So it's very very important for you to stay
Yeah,
fit,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
what is your fitness mantra? And
I think, see, my fitness mantra is one thing for sure is I definitely hit the gym or some sort of physical activity every day for at least an hour. I don't look at it as a fitness thing or like that I have to work out, but for me fitness is more like a peace of mind, that 1 hour of exercise, whatever I do, cuts me off from the world, cuts me off from what I did that day or what I'm going to do tomorrow or my thought process, everything. It's just me, my body and my mind. So it's very relaxing in a way. So that 1 hour of fitness is like meditation. Like I've never attempted yoga, but I've heard people talk about yoga, and I would say for me that 1 hour in the gym is like my meditation process. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, another important aspect of Premam is time. Looking back, is there, do you see a different changed person, like the three phases in Premam? Do you see a difference in you, and what has changed over the years?
Definitely, I can very easily look back at my life and connect some dots with Premam, like from the teenage episode to the school episode to the college episode, and now to professional career. I definitely can look back and relate to all three of them in terms of maturity levels, how I've changed, like how I look at life, how I look at love, how I look at myself. My arrogance, my anger, my temperament, everything's changed, and I think everyone goes through those changes. Like now, if I look back at what I did when I was 13 or 14, I would laugh. I would think how silly was I. And same when I look back at college, I laugh at myself for certain things I did. And I'm sure when I'm 40 or 50, I look back to when I was 30 and laugh about how I dealt with certain things. So yeah, that transformation has been there. And I think it's very important for everyone to keep growing in life like that, keep maturing, keep progressing. We should never hit a wall. So yeah.
So, since Josh to now, what has changed when your perspective on films and your career? Has anything changed there?
A lot. I think I'm a little clearer on what roles suit me now. I'm much clearer on that. I'm starting to understand what the audience likes about me and what they dislike about me. Back then, while doing Josh, I don't know, I wouldn't think about what film I'm going to do next, or strategize anything, nothing at all. I would just listen to any scripts, attempt anything, if someone would say this, I would just listen to them, just go blind,
Right.
But now it's more strategy, it's more understanding what the audience like, understanding what the critics are saying. If the critics are saying you're not good at this, I'm able to digest it, go back home, think about it. So a certain maturity has come up.
Right.
So yeah, definitely things are different from Josh to now, how
Right.
I look at
So,
cinema.
do you take your own decisions now, or is there always constant support from dad? And-
There is constant support, but at the end of the day, they insist saying, if I'm saying something, I don't want you to blindly believe it, you process it, you digest it. I might be wrong too, but take your own call. We'll always advise you, So that advice is always there from family, friends, and I look a lot. Now we have social media,
Yeah.
Twitter timeline is flooded with comments, Facebook is flooded with comments, YouTube. So I really look at all those comments to try and see what people think.
Right.
Yeah,
So, does it get very hard for you to, to be always on top of the game, while in front of the camera, or?
Yeah, it is hard until you have to be at the top of your game, I would say that, because there's so much competition around. I mean, there's so many actors who are doing so many new things and doing so many different things that the game is getting better and better every day. And if you're not at the top of your game, I don't think you're going to survive in the industry today.
Right.
Back then, yeah, the industry was a lot different. There were few more heroes making, very different kind of scripts. They had their centric fan following, but now it's very different. You have to be ahead you have to keep refreshing your game and keep getting
Right.
better and better.
So I'm sure there must be few bad days where you're frustrated. And how do you deal with such?
Sure, there are
times?
lows, there are days when you see too much negativity from outside. There are days when people are only putting you down, you hardly see a positive comment. There are always ups and downs in this profession, but I think the most important thing is to not let yourself drop, to be strong, don't let anyone break you, and I think if you just keep fighting that, you'll get better and better. It's just mental strength. I don't think it's anything more than
What's the toughest part about facing the camera?
that. The toughest part, I think, it's fighting that insecurity factor, knowing that there's so much competition, knowing that you have to be perfect, you have to give it your 100%. It's that insecurity that's always inside you saying, are you doing your best? Are you, you know, it's that question. It's about fighting that question and being confident. I think that's the toughest part. Yeah.
Chair, recently every teaser was released,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of negativity on the social media.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
did you actually deal with it? Because I'm sure you always knew that there will be comparisons with
True,
Premam.
true.
Were you up for this?
True. See, one thing that I've noticed is a lot of the negativity or comparisons are coming from people who've already watched the film, which is primarily the Malayalam audience and to a certain extent the Tamil audience. One thing, you know, I've always made clear, and I also want to make clear now, is Premam the Original is a fantastic film. It's a classic, it's a cult. It inspired me in many ways. At the same time, Nivin is a fantastic actor. I look up to him a lot. At the same time, Sai Pallavi, Madonna, Anupama, they've all done fantastic parts in that film, you know. When we picked up Premam, we never wanted to be better than them in any way, you know. We're not into that race at all, that we want to prove a point that Telugu can make a better cinema than Malayalam cinema. That's not our intention at all. We watched Premam, we liked it. It didn't release in Telugu. We thought, fine, let's make it in Telugu and present it to our audience in our own way, you know. So that's about it. So to whoever out there is thinking, you know, we're trying to compare the Telugu film with the Malayalam film, no. You know, in fact, we even use the same title, you know, we're not trying to change anything that way, you know, we're saying, hey, you made a fantastic film, we're just making it in our language. So yeah, about dealing with it, see, yeah, the negativity did affect me because when they were commenting on social media and all, they thought we had a different intention on trying to, you know, beat them or trying to compare with the original. But this is a message I'm putting out there. I'm not trying to do that, you know. So it did affect me initially, but later on, the Telugu people who haven't watched Premam, you know, were positive about it. Right. You know, they did like it. They said it was fresh, and you know. So I'm going with that strength that the people who haven't watched Premam will come to the theatre, watch it, and you know, go back with a positive vibe. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the first time you're working with Madonna, and she's also done the original.
Yeah.
And she's also a singer. Did you guys sing? You've also learned singing.
I haven't learned singing. No.
My
Musical instruments. Yeah, I learned to play the keyboard and bass guitar and all. Madonna, yeah, she's a fantastic singer. In fact, I think she enjoys singing more than acting. That's what she's expressed to me. I don't know if she's. I don't think she sang anything yet in Telugu, but yeah, she should put her voice out there. Meaning she sung for us, but I hope she sings for you guys too.
Right. So coming back to Premam, Premam's all about love. So what's the toughest part about, you know, getting over a breakup?
I think it's the pain, you know, when anyone's in a relationship, in a true honest relationship, any guy or girl gives in unconditionally, I feel. Right. There's a time when they give in unconditionally, they don't think about the future, they don't think about equations, they don't think about what's coming back, you just give. And when that giving has been hurt, you know, when that unconditional feeling has been hurt, there's an unconditional pain, I think, after that, which you think you're never going to get out of, which you think has finished you, your world is over, you know, this is it, you know, you're going to be depressed for the rest of your life. It's that getting out of that pain, I think, is the toughest part. It's those 2-3 months when you go through it, but when you come out of it, again, everything's new, you're looking for a new experience, everything.
But is there an easy trick to get out of that whole depression?
For me, at that point of time, how much ever my friends lecture me, family lectures me, you know, tells me it's okay, I don't listen to anyone. I don't know, my mind is just that way.
Right.
So no, I would say there's no trick to getting out of it, you know.
Right. Have you closed yourself?
Yeah, of course, you close yourself, you don't want to listen to anyone but yourself. You know, you want to be in that state of depression, you want to just listen to yourself, which is wrong. You know, the worst thing to do at that point of time is to listen to your head, because it's telling you everything wrong.
Right. So has your idea of love changed over the years?
Of course, yeah, of course.
And how has it changed?
School, see, my idea of love has changed, yeah, but whenever I've fallen in love at every point of my life, I've thought that is it, you know. Because if I look back in school when I fell in love, I thought that was love, but that was not love, you know. I can turn back now and say that was just a stupid crush, or, you know, what I thought was love. And then in college also, the same thing happens, you know. I feel the same thing happens in different cycles. till it happens a number of times where you get clarity. Finally, one day, your whole approach changes. Like before, it would be about momentary pleasures and about going out for that cup of coffee or trying to impress her, or small stupid silly things. But now I think love is more about the long run. It's about being together, understanding another person. It's about how well both of you get along. It's not about momentary things anymore. It's about looking ahead to the future, having a family. That's how I look at love now, which I never used to back then.
Right.
Yeah,
So what is the quality in the partner that you actually look for, because you're going to be with that person for the longest, right?
I would say honesty. I look for honesty. I hate lies, even if the truth is bitter, I rather face the bitterness than lies. So honesty. Yeah.
Right. So finally, Premam's all about time and love, and in your personal life also you've seen the ups and downs. So what is it that you derive happiness from?
I derive happiness. You mean personally?
Personally.
From just being me, if I can live in this world without faking it, by just being able to be me and stand up for it, that's what gives me the most happiness. Just being able to do what I want to do without hurting anyone and being happy, that gives me the most happiness. Yeah.
Great. So it's been really nice tracing the journey
Yes.
of you through Premam and
Yeah.
knowing so much about you,
Yeah.
Che. And thanks so much for giving us all the time.
Thank you.
And for supporting us to do this.
Of course.
Yes, wishing you all the luck.
And you too. I hope your job is going. You were an intern, no? Last
Yeah,
time?
now I'm an editor.
You're an editor.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
awesome.
good luck.
Okay.
I hope to see you around soon.
You too.